even in my writing, like to sort of focus me and like get rid of nervousness and stuff like that before I'm doing stuff. Meditation is something I've always tried to do, but I've always been like, oh, I can't do it, you know, I can't, like my brain won't quieten down, I can't do it. But it was just a matter of finding the right type of meditation. Something that like resonated with me and that worked for me. And that's something that I still do pretty much every day. And it's like really changed. It's changed my life, to be honest. Like, sick.
Yeah. So what kind of meditation did you end up with? What's the style that you use?
I ended up reading a book called The Power of Now, which is an amazing book. I highly recommend. I listened to the audiobook version because I'm not very good at reading. But the way he describes meditation is it just like it really worked for me. Before, when I'm sat there, I'm trying to just like be still and my mind's trying to be still, but it just won't work. And I'm like, come on, like, you know, it never worked before. And I just ended up being like, it's not for me. I can't meditate.
It's a frustrating practice when it's like that. Yeah.
But the way he describes it, he sort of puts it in a different way where he gives you something to focus on. He gives you like, it sounds weird, but you're focusing on feeling the insides of things in your body, like the insides of your hands, the insides of everything. And that like really stills you and centers you, and that's like
a home base kind of thing they call it, right? Like somewhere to focus your attention. And
exactly.
It's mad what you can feel when you start actually trying to feel stuff. Like,
I know, it's crazy. And it's really like translated into a lot of different aspects of my life, you know, not just helping with my concussion, but even in my writing, like to sort of focus me and like get rid of nervousness and stuff like that before I'm doing stuff. And just in general, like I have OCD, which isn't what people think. It's not being really tidy. It's not being really dialed like that. It's like a neurobiological condition, which makes it pretty tricky to focus and to like be calm and with like inwardly in a lot of circumstances. But meditation again has pretty much like helped me to, I want to say almost like to cure that whole thing. Which is something that I've lived with my whole life. So it's literally, I can recommend meditation.
Interesting.
And if you can't resonate with it, just keep trying to find like different methods.
Try a different version.
Try and find, and eventually, like I'm a strong believer, if you really like want something, you put effort into trying to find it, it will present itself to you at some point, you know? So
So with the meditation, like you say, helping you in general life, is that like a byproduct of having meditated for a period of time, do you think? Or are you like, oh, I'm doing an OCD kind of thing, I'll do a meditation? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, with that, with the power of being able to utilize it, it kind of helps you to, it takes you out of if you're wrapped up in your shit, you know, it gives you the power to be able to like snap you out of that and almost look down on what's happening. And see it from a different perspective, and not so that you're not all wrapped up in it and all caught up in what's going on, and you have the power to step out of it and be like, oh, this is going on. Okay, let me just like recenter everything, and then it just calms everything down. And in all situations, and like, you know, if you're getting wrapped up in something that you're stressed about, or if you're angry or emotional about something, you can use that. It's like a tool to cure like everything, I swear. It's so good.
Cool.
Like in a way, I mean, concussion sucks, but in a way, like without it, I wouldn't have been able to, my life's so busy that I never would have given myself the time to really like focus in on trying to meditate and trying to find the right type of meditation for me. And without that, I wouldn't have found this like tool that I can now use with everything in my life. So it's really cool.
That's nice. How long do you dedicate, or do you try and dedicate per day to it? Like, are you doing it on a daily basis? Or?
Yeah, I mean, like when I had my concussion, I was doing it a lot. Like throughout the day, I would do it multiple times, all the time. I'd do it in the morning when I wake up. I'd go out on a walk and do it whilst I'm out. Like all kinds of, just so that I can like, because it didn't come naturally to me. I really had to work on it to make it, to be able to do it properly. But after putting a lot of time and effort into it, it's something that I can now sort of just snap into pretty quickly.
Nice.
So now, I mean, I'd like to do it every day, but some days I do it every day. Some days I'll just do it like every other day.
Yeah.
But normally just like in the morning or just before I go to sleep, I'll do it. And
what, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour?
Not even like
oh,
a
really?
couple minutes. Yeah.
Just to be in that space.
Yeah.
And how long were you doing it for before you started to feel some benefits?
Before, like, I mean, I was probably doing it for like a month hard every day. I was like thinking about it all the time, trying to do it all the time when I had my concussion, before it started actually coming naturally to me. I definitely went through a phase of like being like, oh fuck, I can't, like I can't feel the inside of my hands, what's going on? But then like again, if you just put energy and like you really want something, you put a lot of time and effort into it, eventually it starts to come like naturally. So that's just what happened. And and then at one point it just clicked and I was like, yes, oh my God, it's working. Sick.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What did that click feel like? What changed? Does that make sense?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess it just sort of like, it just did feel like that. Like one day I just been doing it all the time. And I guess it did like gradually become more natural.
Yeah.
But then one day it just felt like, oh my God, it's like there.
Yeah.
And it would be like with my concussion, I had a lot, like I said before, I felt like pretty extreme anxiety at times. And, I would try and use that in those circumstances. And sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't for a long time. And then at one point when I was able to catch myself in those anxious states and start to use the meditation, that was when it became a thing that would like, that a tool that I could use. Where I could actually snap myself out of the anxiety and like use it to pull me out of it. That was like a pretty significant moment. So,
that's amazing.
Sick. So big up to everyone on Instagram who like recommended meditation, because there was a lot of people, a lot of things were recommended, a lot of things were really cool. But that one for me was like life changing. So
nice. That's awesome. It's cool that you stuck with it as well. And that it's helping in day to day, post the concussion.
Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, it's probably not for everyone, but in the time that we live in, it's so hectic, isn't it? Like so much shit going on everywhere, so much like stimulation, and I think it's important to do it.
Yeah, I'm with you.